Today I'm going to be making yet another recipe using artichokes. Today I'm going to be using 2 artichokes, but to start off I'm going to be making the dip for the cooked artichoke. For this recipe I'm using 2 artichokes. I'm going to be peeling this, and then when I get to the hard part of the artichoke, I'm going to season it with half teaspoon of black pepper and 1/4 teaspoon of Himalayan salt here. So I'm going to mix this up together, so that I'll sprinkle it on after I spray. But in this cup I have half cup of water, and then a teaspoon of lemon juice, which I'm going to be using to prevent the peeled artichokes from oxidizing, and I'll show you the rest of the process. If you want, you can use oil, but since I'm using the bacon to wrap the artichokes, I will not use the oil at this time. I'll be peeling this artichoke, the stem, and today I'm going to be making use of all the peeled parts of this artichoke. Since it's full of antioxidants and a lot of vitamins, I'm going to be making a drink out of the peeled parts. So I'm going to be making use of all these parts of the artichoke. For this recipe, you just try to peel it down, and I'll cut the head off. My aim is to get to the heart. I'll peel it way down. It's kind of hard. Great, I've just gotten to the heart. Then I would I've just cut this into 2 pieces. I'm going to take off the choke and put on the side, because all these green parts of the artichoke, I'm going to be making something out of it as well. So I'm going to cut down to enable me get to the heart of the artichoke. So I'll continue doing this till I get to the heart, and I'll show you the rest. I'm going to be taking out the choke. So I'm using a very sharp knife here. So be very careful when you're doing this. It's purple, so hopefully I can go around and get it all from the base. And make sure you don't mix it with all the green parts of the artichoke. So I'm scooping out all the choke. Oops, very hairy. So when I finish, I'll try to cut till I get to the heart of the artichoke. So a lot of choke here. It's a big artichoke. Since I know that the softer part that is edible is to the base of the leaf towards the heart, I'm going to be cutting this down quite a bit. Great. So I'll cut around until I get to the heart here. And remember, these parts are not going to be wasted. I'm going to be using them in making another recipe, which I'll be uploading to my channel. So I'll cut all around till I'm almost to the heart. Then I would divide it into half. Be careful when doing this with your knife. And then I'll quarter it again, so that it will be easier to wrap the bacon very well around it. So at this stage, you can further remove the leftover choke that is there. There's just a little bit of the hairy stuff. Okay, and I'll do the same, and I'll be peeling this and doing it the same way as well. I still have quite a bit of the choke, so be very careful. It's just hairy, so you can't mess it. Very easy to see, and it's changing in color here, so I have to be fast. I'll rinse this a little bit before I put it into the lemon water here. I'll do the same for this. Okay, I've put this in the lemon water, but I'm not too worried because I'm going to be wrapping it up with the bacon. It will cover the oxidation that has already taken place. So I'm going to peel the second one and do the same. These are pre-washed, so okay, and I'll use the scissors to cut around the same way till I'm done. Then I'll quarter it, take off the choke, and show you the rest of the process with the bacon and the salt and pepper. Okay, after having put them in the lemon solution, I'm going to be sprinkling my mixture of pepper and Himalayan salt face up first. You can do it face down first if you want. Make sure you season them well. Flip them over. And then season again. So I'll try to use all the salt. Okay, at this stage I'm going to be putting this into 4 parts, 4 here, 4 there, as I'm going to be making slightly different variation of another recipe for this. For this recipe I'm not using the oil because I'm going to be wrapping each quartered piece of the artichoke with a slice of bacon. So you can wrap it any way you want. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing on the camera here. Oops. Sorry. So I'm wrapping this around. Okay. And I'll leave it this way. If you feel that it's not placed well, you can use a toothpick to hold it in place. So I'll go this way. You can wrap it any way you want. As far as it's well wrapped around the quartered artichoke, that should be fine. For those that don't like pork, you can use turkey bacon. So I'll continue rolling till I'm done. For those that want it well covered, you can use 2 slices, but I feel that would be too much. So you can stretch the bacon as you do it around to cover it well. It's kind of flexible here. And after this, I'll put this. After you finish wrapping up the bacon around the quartered artichokes, so you lay them in a tray. No oil needed in this one because the bacon fat will take care of that. And I'll bake this in the oven, same as this, in a 385-degree preheated oven. Okay, I'm going to be baking this one for 35 minutes. Then I'll check on them later. These have been baking for 35 minutes. So I'm going to check on them. For the bacon one, I'm going to flip them over. I like the bacon to cook and be crisp. Oh, looks good. Turn this over as well. Turn that over. And that should be good. And I'll let it continue to cook. It looks really good in there. I'll let this continue to cook an additional 15 minutes. The extra minutes is up. So I'm going to take off or take out my, careful when doing this. I'll put it over here. So it's cooked very well. When you put a fork through it, it goes in very easily. So I'll let this cool. Then I'll plate with the avocado dip that I made. You can further divide one into halves, and then you see how beautiful it's turned out. And then you can just hold this way, dip it into the avocado dip, and have a great appetizer or side dish. So there you have another way of cooking. Tastes really good. There you have bacon covered artichokes with spicy avocado dip.